finally finish the blanket. If you're watching the VOD, hi. No one's here in the live yet, but today is the day. We are going to attach the last squares on live. Guinness is here. He is ready to show his support. Oh, this thing is huge. We're finishing a king-sized granny square blanket today, guys. Let's adjust camera a little bit. Grab the hook. And we will put this here so my shoulder doesn't keep bumping it. I should have prepared a little better. But then again, there's lots of things I should have done that I have not. Let's do it. Okay, we need a mushroom granny square. You need yarn. Oh, there's my coffee. I keep not being able to find my coffee. All right, here we go. Let's finish this blanket. If I can get the stacked single crochet started. I need to start doing voice warm-ups or something, because I am struggling. Hi, Zuzu. Are you going to make an appearance on camera? Yeah, I know. We're finishing the giant granny square blanket tonight. I have been working on this since January as a wedding gift for my brother. And the wedding is 1 week from today, so we gotta finish this blanket tonight, or at least get all the squares attached so that I can work on the border at some point. Welcome to the live if you're just joining. Don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live, hit that subscribe button. We are working on a king-sized granny square blanket. We are finishing it off tonight. Every square has been completed. It is now ready to be joined into the main blanket. So I do hope you will hang out with me as we do this. We're using the join as you go method. There's lots of good tutorials for that out there. My space for tutorial filming is kind of limited, so I can only make small things on tutorial now, but that will be changing in a couple weeks because I'm supposed to close on a house in 2 weeks. Lots of stuff going on in the background. That's why I didn't go live during the week this week. Normally I try to do a weekday live in addition to my Saturday lives, but past couple of weeks it hasn't been working out in between getting ready for my brother's wedding and buying a house and my day job and life. And I had to call a guy about a tree for homeowners insurance purposes. Yeah, it's been interesting here at Small Pine Crafts. And I'm probably not going to get any rest until like December. So, yeah. Gracie's struggling. Hello, how is your day? My day is going well. I filmed 2 tutorials this morning and finished all the granny squares I need for this blanket. Got some stuff done around the house. Now we're here live. I'm gonna try and attach every granny square left and finish this blanket on live tonight, since y'all have been with me through this journey. Which country you belong? I'm in the United States. And my brother's wedding is a week from today, so that's a lot to do. Got a lot to do for that. I pretty much, as soon as I'm done with this blanket, border and all, I gotta pivot into wedding prep mode. And then after that, I gotta move into house buying mode. Hi, Guinness. My cat, one of them, I have 3, he's sitting at my feet. He will probably come up on camera in a little while. This is for crocheting. This is a hook. I could hold it up to the camera, but I'm not teaching right now just because we gotta get this done. Whoop. But I will have I do have tutorials on my channel. Whoop. You are married, maybe. Maybe, maybe not. Yep, now the cats are fighting under my tray table, so sorry if the camera is jiggling. Guys, they're play fighting. So. Very beautiful. Thank you. Even in my goblin face. I don't understand. You are unmarried? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Let's finish that. All right. Chain 1 and this whole. How many boyfriends in your life? How about we not talk about that right now? Okay. Square attached. We did it. Yeah, we don't talk too many personal details. Something's gotta be a mystery, like how old I actually am. I'm a lot older than I look. All right, that square is attached. Traditional granny square now. Ta-da. 18. Oh no, that was a long time ago. No, 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 no. Do I really look that young? Yeah, I'm old. 18. Wow. Well, I guess my skincare routine is working. I am not 18. I can tell you that. '20 to '24. Nope. No, I am not 20. That was a long time ago, too. Dang, skincare routine must really be working. 38. Now you're getting closer. '80-year-old, not that old. 46. A little younger. It's a little too much. 43. A little younger. I'm not gonna say exactly how old I am. Okay. Hang on, chat. I gotta concentrate on this. Don't want to make any mistakes when connecting. There we go. You're 40. Close. Look like a teen. Well, I'm not. I was a teen many years ago. Corner. Gosh, this is going pretty fast. We've only been live for 15 minutes and we're already almost done connecting a bunch of squares. Goodness gracious. I hear my cat Zuzu meowing upstairs. She's yelling about something. There's probably a creature in the backyard of some kind. She doesn't like it when deer come in the backyard. Child born. I don't have any children of my own. I don't have time. Too busy with the ones I teach during my day job because I'm a teacher. No, right at this point, my cats are my children. I spoil them. Yup, I'm a teacher. I teach early years. Infant, toddler. I teach them how to roll and like hold a spoon and feed themselves and look at books and grab their feet. Walk, talk, sign language. A little bit of everything, but I specialize more in early literacy and art. They're young, little. So, I connected this a way I didn't intend to, but that's fine. Please tour your house. Nah. It's a mess. I'm getting ready to move. Have any hair? Yeah, I do. It's hiding. No, my house is a disaster. I'm getting ready to move. So the only tidy place right now is my crafting area, which this is it. So, like, boom, here's the tour. This is the chair where I sit. Here's some gnomes. No, we're not going to do a house tour. I got to finish this. And also, house tours aren't very safe. And again, it's a mess because I'm in the middle of moving. Right, got another square attached. Where's Aaliyah anyway? Okay, we have one more square on this row to attach. And then we will work on the final row of the blanket. There you are, Aaliyah. Hi. How you doing? Live in India, you're not kidnapper. Yeah. Okay, what about you? I'm doing a lot better this week. Brother's wedding is a week from today, and not quite yet. But yeah, brother's wedding is a week from today, so at this time next week, I will be at a wedding. And then 2 weeks from yesterday is house closing day. I did it. It will be mine. Very exciting. Yup. Thank you. Yep. So. Yep, closing day is 17th. Then start the moving process. I've started packing. It's finally feeling real. I finally got like, okay, it's time to start packing. So I might do a sale on my website just because I have a lot of inventory that needs to move. But, yeah. Have my closing day, got all the approvals through. All that needs to happen is the people that live there need to move. Yup, all the squares are done as of this morning. And they have been blocked. I put them by a fan so they would finish blocking in time. So we're going to try and connect all of them tonight on live. And then maybe we will start on the border. news. Yeah, thank you. It's all coming together. I'm very excited. And now the biggest problem is going to be finding a way to gift this to my brother. Because I can't find a box big enough because this thing is huge. Like, I can't even show the entire thing on camera. It just straight up won't fit in the frame. But that's okay. That's okay. So, and I got 2 tutorials filmed today for the last squares. I made the tutorial that posted just this past week for the traditional one, and then I filmed the flower and the mushroom one today for the last 2 squares. Now I just need to edit that footage, which tutorial footage I found is really easy for me to edit because I can film it all in much longer takes and then just trim out the millennial pause at the beginning. Not as much camera magic needed in a tutorial. Then, since I film on my phone, I do a lot of the editing on my phone, like trimming the length of the clips down to what I want them to be. And then I transfer it all to my computer and I do more fine-tuned editing in DaVinci Resolve. And for tutorials, since I film them in much bigger, I'm able to film them in much longer takes. It's just a matter of drag, drop, merge, add the intro, add the outro, make the thumbnail. I was quite impressed with myself making the flower granny square tutorial this morning. I was able to do pretty much the entire last 2 rows in just one take. Barely fumbled my words. It was great. But then, of course, as I was filming the mushroom one, it took like 3 takes just to say, hello, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Though, probably doesn't help that it was like 6 o'clock in the morning when I was filming them. The coffee hadn't kicked in yet, which, speaking of which, where'd it go? Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Excuse me, chat. Ugh. I love coffee. So, yeah, I really should start doing like some vocal warm-ups or something before I start filming, but I've got this just, for most of my videos, I just wing it. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's just ramble into the camera and then edit the footage to something coherent. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not making a living doing this yet, so. Plus, sometimes it's funny, and I am very committed to a bit. If I'm doing something for a joke, I'm very committed. Like my dad is like, oh, we need to get a pizza to eat in your new house after closing, because that's what people do when they close on a house, is get a pizza. And I'm like, no, we're gonna have avocado toast. I'm gonna buy a house. The first thing I'm gonna eat in it is gonna be avocado toast. Because when I was younger, they said millennials would never be able to afford a house because we were too busy buying avocado toast. Well, guess what? I do love avocado toast. Unironically, I've liked it since before it started becoming the thing to rag on millennials about back in the day. Avocado toast with some bacon crumbled bits and a fried egg on top. On some sourdough. Now, I would not charge 20 bucks for it, but it's one of my go-to breakfasts in the morning. Because it's quick, it's easy, it's delicious, and it hits all the big macronutrients that I need to keep up with the children. Free shavakadu, yes. God, that lives rent-free in my head. I remember when that first became a thing. I miss Vine. I remember everybody in my major, we would walk around and quote Vines at each other all the time. Right. Attached the flower, which means it's time to move on to the very last row of granny squares. Hello, Adonis. I do hope you are well, Adonis. Guinness was here, but then Zuzu ran by with one of his toys and he took off like, wait, that's mine. Okay. Licking a plastic bag. Are you sure he's not orange? Chat, it's time to start the last row of granny squares. I should film a vlog clip for that. We are really cutting it close with this upcoming vlog on Saturday because I'm vlogging finishing the blanket. Very brown, just addicted to plastic. Yes, but that's like big orange cat energy. Big, dumb orange cat energy. So he may be a brown cat, but spiritually he's an orange cat. Yeah, so we're like razor sharp cutting it close with this vlog. Like, I'm gonna be sitting there at like midnight Friday night being like, ah! Editing it so it can go up on time. Because I don't want to go off schedule because my algorithm is already mad at me for not making shorts and posting them. Like, Creator Studio is like, you're not posting as often. I'm like, I know! Alright. It's time to start the last row of granny squares on this blanket. It's finally here. Some spots to brown and white make for caramel brown orange color. There you go. So he does have some orange in him. God, this one is literally like, look how crisp those corners are. Lovely. Okay. Let's go. There we go. Oh, God. So tomorrow's plan is to edit footage. I also started filming my first Vlogmas vlog this week, so we're technically working on 4 videos at once here. And yes, we're starting Vlogmas in October because I do this thing called work. And yeah. And I really won't have a lot of time to film in December because that's parent-teacher conference season. So I'll pre-film the Vlogmas because I gotta go put in that overtime. Ugh. Three. Oh my gosh. So. But once I finish this blanket, I have no big crochet obligations, so I can make whatever I want. And I think I'm gonna make a bunch of household things for myself. Like my own coasters and my own decorative towels, and I'm gonna need a plastic bag holder. And I have to buy a dishwasher because the house I'm buying does not have a dishwasher, and I am not living without a dishwasher. But I found a really cool one on Wayfair. It's an in-sink dishwasher. So you know how kind of like how kitchen sinks have 2 sections? Like there's one half here, and then there's that thing in the middle. Well, I found an all-in-one unit that's basically, it is one of those split kitchen sinks, but there's the tub, sink, whatever that part is called. But then instead of a second section, it's a top-loading dishwasher. And I want it. Because there's no real space under the counter to have a dishwasher, and there's no electrical hookup under there to have a dishwasher. And I was going to go with a countertop dishwasher, because again, I am not living without a dishwasher. It is the year of our Lord 2025. But if I get this unit that has the in-sink dishwasher, then I won't have to sacrifice any counter space. Only problem is that it costs like $1,500, and that's just for the unit. So, and I don't even know if it would fit. I have to take the measurements. So I might need parts of the countertop cut out to fit the whole thing in. And if that's the case, then screw it. I'm just gonna get a countertop one because I don't feel like dealing with all that work. Because I found a nice countertop one I liked, and that one's only $300. So like and subscribe, please. Also got to buy a clothesline. And outdoor seating, because it has a nice, the house I'm buying, it has a nice patio area. And a fire pit, so I can crochet cozy sweaters by the fire. And they would be sweaters for myself because I assume they would smell like smoke. I don't know. I don't actually know how smells work. Because I have no sense of smell, but I mean, people talk about how cigarette smoke, the smell of that, I guess, clings to things, but does that apply to all smoke? The things you don't realize when you're missing a whole sense. I haven't had a sense of smell since I was very young, so that part of the brain is gone, and the concept of smelling just does not make any sense to me. Right. Yeah, it's only been a half hour. Wow. Made good progress today so far. Nice. I think we will get every square attached on live, and then we can talk about a border. So I think simple is going to be best, because this is already quite elaborate. Okay, what's next? Additional flower. I should film a TikTok. I haven't filmed any short form content in a while, and that's been annoying. I'm tired of my algorithms yelling at me. Just content creator things. Right. Maybe I can get some shots of this by laying it across my dining room table. I hate filming in my dining room though, because it's so weird and echoey. Like if there's ever sections of my videos that are echoey, it's because I'm filming in my dining room. Which is why I'm looking forward to a new crafting space in the house I'm buying. Because there's the master bedroom I'm going to convert into my craft room / office. And I'm going to make sure I have a nice big space to film. Are you Jewish? That's an odd question to ask somebody you just met. No. Okay. Interested in Jewish food. Jewish food is really good. I'll take a latke any day. brisket. Now I'm hungry. Okay. Oop. Sorry I'm quiet, chat. We're filming TikToks. And crocheting. And connecting these squares. Okay, now neck clip. We're far out though, neck clip. That doesn't sound like a word anymore. This thing is so handy. I have an older model iPhone though, so I have to have a sticker. Right, there we go. A live look into my life as a content creator. That was completely screwed up, so we're going to delete that clip. Get myself oriented here. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Clips taken. Now we'll just do that for a traditional square and a mushroom square, and then I'll just do like a panning image of the blanket in my dining room. There we go. Okay. Yarn is getting caught on itself. Oh gosh. On a total yarn buying ban right now until I close on the house, and these yarn companies must missed me, because this morning I checked my email and I had a bunch of codes in my inbox that are like, we miss you, here's a discount code. I'm like, stop tempting me, please. My resolve is going to break. Or can we at least keep that code until after closing? But yeah, I've gotten Hirsch Nurses emailed me and was like, hey, you haven't ordered in a while. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm buying a house. But nope. I will not break my resolve. No, the only thing I have ordered so far, because I'm not just banned on, I'm pretty much on an essentials only. So like gas, groceries, bills. The only thing I have splurged on for fun since I started my ban is a pink fireproof document box. Because I've got all this legal paperwork I have to keep track of now. So I got a nice pink box to keep it all in that's fireproof and waterproof. Luckily, I was able to get the sellers to cover a lot of the closing costs, so got them to pay for a year worth of property taxes for me up front. Woohoo. Because no one tells you that when you're buying a house, that you need to pay for a year worth of property taxes up front when you buy the house, and you have to pay for a year's worth of homeowners insurance up front when you buy the house. You have to prepay a certain percentage of the interest on the mortgage if you're using a mortgage. You have to pay a bunch of legal fees, and you have to, if you put down below a certain percentage, of down payment, you have to pay for a year's worth of mortgage insurance up front. Which is really annoying. Yeah, the first two, yeah. But those were things that, like, surprised me when I started the process. And so I'm like, yeah, down payment, insurance. I thought you would start paying the monthly premium. No, you got to pay for a whole year worth up front when you first buy it, because so many people get foreclosed on in their first year. Because a lot of people go for big expensive things, or the rates change suddenly. I got lucky. I got locked into a really good rate, and I got one below for the mortgage I'm getting. Oop, TikTok clip. I've gotten extremely lucky this whole process, which is why I'm tense. Like, I keep waiting. Oh, something bad's gonna happen. I keep feeling like the universe is gonna humble me somehow. So, like, that's why I'm still very tense, and I'm not gonna be untensed until probably a month after everything is done. But a lot of people, when they're buying their first house, they want like a bigger house because they have families. Whereas I want a smaller house, so. I was also willing to live in the middle of nowhere. I do kind of have to thread the needle though, because for my homeowner's insurance policy, I have to have some tree work done before they'll fully do the policy, so I had to call and organize that. That'll be happening. And luckily, it's very minor tree work. I just need some branches trimmed back, and I was going to do it myself, but my boss said no. Please don't. You'll fall off the ladder and hurt yourself. Here's a number for a guy I know. And he gave me a really good rate, and he's going to take a whole tree out because he said it's not a problem now, but it could become a problem. So I'll take the whole thing out for you at a discount. And I said, yeah, sure, you're the expert, do whatever. You switched to Valhalla, V-Gates. Ugh. Good, good. Ja, Deutsch ist meine zweite Sprache, aber meine Grammatik ist nicht so gut. I sound like a toddler when I talk in German. I can read it. I understand it. Don't ask me to put a whole sentence together by myself. But yeah, mir geht das gut. Yay. So, but it was really funny. I got an alert from Zillow on my phone that was like, hey, this property you favorited is pending sale. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh yeah, by me. Oh, you're in Turkey. Cool. One of my former coworkers lives in Turkey. I should call her. Like, come back. Wait, shoot. I completely screwed that up. Oops. I was supposed to connect. And I didn't. Because I was distracted. Okay, let's connect it. Then I gotta do a TikTok clip. It's funny, we used to make fun of the kids that wanted to be YouTubers growing up, and now they make more money than me. Life comes at you fast. Oh, TikTok clip time. God, does anybody else remember selfie sticks? What a weird era that was. Yes, my mom got me one. My brother had one. Now I'm wondering if he still had it, and I'm like, because I haven't seen him use it in years, obviously, and I'm kind of like, could I have it maybe for filming purposes since I do all my YouTube stuff on my phone? And I've thought about maybe getting an actual camera, but I don't know. All my tripods that I have right now are set up for phones. So it's not just getting a camera. I would have to get new equipment to go with it. Like, my ring light is for holding phones. And I mean, the camera quality on my phone isn't that bad. The audio could be better. But, yeah. We'll see. Yeah, a whole camera would be just another thing for me to lose. Art making, cool. Yep, making art. In the form of granny squares. Making really good progress too. It hasn't even been a whole hour yet live, and the basket is emptying out. Excuse me. So yes, I think we will be able to get all these squares attached on live and probably start the border. I've been weaving the ends in as I go as well, so all I gotta do for that is cut them off. Pull that out. Chain one. Slip stitch. There we go. Ooh, gravity. String. Tangled up here. All right. And I know when I'm done with this, I'm going to have a lot of yarn and these colors left over, so. Okay. That's attached. Time for a mushroom. Mushroom. TikTok clip time. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh, coffee. Oh my lord. Gosh, one of my friends gave me a Nespresso machine as an early housewarming gift. Since he was moving and couldn't take it with him because he was moving to Europe and the plugs are different and the power service is different, so he couldn't take it with him. So he gave it to me. Yeah. I'm excited. He also gave me all the old pods he didn't use. Which is great because apparently they are very expensive. But it's great because I need my coffee in the morning. Yeah, the pods can be expensive, but the Nespresso machine would be for like a treat. Or you slept horribly and have to drive a half hour into work. Here's some espresso. Good luck. He also gave me his old Instapot, which has an air fryer attachment, so lit. And then my brother's in-laws are giving me a bunch of furniture. But I still need a couch. And those are weirdly expensive. To the point where I'm thinking, a daybed frame and mattress is cheaper than a couch. Maybe I'll just get that and then put a ton of giant pillows on the back of it. And I'll be like, yeah, it's a couch. Totally a couch. Right. I hear crickets outside. Speaking of crickets, for some reason I got into work the other day and there were a bunch of crickets in my classroom. Don't know how they got in, but one jumped at my face and I screamed and whacked it with a towel. It's better crickets than the time we had a bee invasion. Bees invaded my classroom and we had to evacuate the babies into another room while I sat there unloading a can of Lysol spray at the Yellow Jackets, yelling, "Die!" Hate Yellow Jackets. Most bees are friends, but Yellow Jackets are not friends. They are little flying entities of hatred. All right. Clip's done for the TikTok. Well, for now. I'm going to pan across the blanket, but I can do that tomorrow when it's all spread out across my dining room table. Right, here we go. And we just passed the hour mark, so don't forget to like and subscribe. When you're hearing matching yelling and spraying Lysol. Oh, yes. We have security cameras in all the classrooms, and the owner called me laughing about it. Because it was just me standing there yelling, spraying at this hole in the ceiling, and bees just flying at me but getting caught in the Lysol and just dying immediately. And me just standing there like, Aah! My co-teachers were scrambling around grabbing the babies, and she was like, it's a shame America's Funniest Home Videos isn't a thing anymore, because that could have won you $10,000. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, you are too young to be here. I miss America's Funniest Home Videos. It was like YouTube on a schedule. A perfectly curated compilation of people hurting themselves. Yeah, bees and I don't get along very well. Around this time last year, my most viewed short of all time across all my platforms was like, point of view, you're crying to crochet outside, but the bees have other ideas. You remembered the show. Then you're old enough to be here. And it was just, I was trying to film like a quick short of me crocheting a beanie, but bees kept kept flying at me during every attempt. And it ended with me dropping the phone and getting stung. Well, getting stung and then dropping the phone. And I saved all those clips, and yeah, that got 15,000 views. And the whole time my dad was sitting there laughing at me, and I was like, help me, you idiot. At least we found out that day that I'm not allergic to bees. Hello. Ooh, excuse me. Hello. Welcome to the live. Connecting granny squares for this giant blanket. We're going to be done with this blanket, or at least the connecting part tonight. Let's see, it is only 7:45. I took a nap and had some coffee with caffeine in it, which is weird because normally caffeine puts me to sleep, but if I have it after 2 o'clock, I'm awake. Yeah. But I'm sorry, I don't speak Turkish. I should learn though, or at least learn some Turkish, because according to my analytics, a lot of people from Turkey watch my videos. I've got a lot of people from Turkey and a lot of Russians. which is strange because I am neither Turkish nor Russian. I'm Finnish. Okay. Getting down to the wire here. We've got yes, people from Turkey are well represented in my analytics. So thank you, Turkey. I wonder if I can get my former coworker to add subtitles to my videos. So I know my last tutorial, someone in the comments requested I add Turkish subtitles. And I felt bad because I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't speak Turkish. Guess I'll have to learn. Could be fun. Two. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is yeah. I can't believe this blanket is done. Or almost done. I can't believe I finished all the squares. It started in January. And then I made the last one this morning for the tutorial, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did it! I made all these squares, now I gotta connect them all! Which I'm very glad that I've been connecting them as I go, because if I had to sit here this weekend and connect all of them together in one sitting, my brother would just be getting a stack of granny squares and a link to a tutorial on how to connect them. And be like, here you go. I got you a DIY project for your wedding. Actually, that sounds like something my sister-in-law would be into. I tried to teach my sister-in-law how to crochet, but she got too intimidated. Because I was sitting there trying to show her how to make a chain. Meanwhile, I had whipped out an entire baby sweater in one sitting. And I was like, I too once had to learn how to make a chain. And I didn't have a teacher. I had to figure it out all on my own. There was no YouTube back in 1999. Just my grandma's old stuff and her ghost and me bored and playing with yarn. I taught my brother. He does know how to crochet, actually. Taught my brother when he was little. He was actually halfway decent at it. And I tried teaching my mom. She couldn't figure it out, so I just taught her how to weave in ends instead, and then when market prep season comes, I sit there making, I'm like, Mom, come weave in my ends for me, please. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, there we go. Another square attached. We have, how many more to go? Oh, wow, we're getting down to the end. We just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares left to attach, guys. Just 6 left to go. We're moving, we're moving. Y'all will be here for the final square. Thanks to everyone who's been with me on this journey since January. Flower granny square. Why do I have more than 6 squares in here, though? Oh, shoot. I think I may have made too many. Well, it's fine because I'm going to have a ton of this yarn left over, so. I'll just make something out of them. Better to have too many squares than too few. Right? We'll just use the leftovers and make like, maybe I'll make a matching pillow or some pillowcase or something. A pillowcase would be nice. Yeah, we could do that. We'll make a matching pillowcase. Or a scarf. Here we go. We're moving. We're moving. We're moving. My goodness. Or did I intend to add another row to this? Because that is a lot of squares in there, and I had Aaliyah do my math. Aaliyah did my math, so I know it's right. Oh no, the math ain't mathin' for some reason. Whatever. You know what? 'Cause this is gonna bug me. Because I have so many of these squares left. I bet you there's enough for another row. So we're just gonna set that down here. Sorry guys, interrupt because this is gonna bother me if I don't. Flower. Regular. Mushroom. Regular. Flower. Regular. So it seems I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spare traditional squares. Huh. How did that work out? He's like, this is almost enough for a whole other row if I... Why do I have 8 extra squares? Whatever. Again, better to have 8 extra squares than not enough. Did I mean to add another row to this? All right, we're gonna count lengthwise just to be sure. Maybe I forgot to make more of the flower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. No. I just randomly made 8 extra granny squares. Because this was only supposed to have 13 rows. Huh. Guess we'll be making a scarf when we're done here. You know what happened? I had a bunch of squares blocking and I miscounted. As I was finishing making the traditional granny squares. Because I had a bunch blocking that I must have forgotten about. And then, you know, dyscalculia. So... got 8 extra squares. I mean, enough that I could add a 14th row, but I would have to make and block more mushroom and flower granny squares, and I really don't feel like doing that, so we're just gonna use those 8 squares for something else. If I make a 9th one, and the 9 solid green ones, I could make that pillowcase. But do I really want to make a pillowcase? When I'd kind of rather make a scarf. Just because who knows how much of this yarn I'll have left after I finish the border. Might not have enough to make a whole pillowcase, so, but I would have enough to connect them together to make a scarf or something. So we will do that instead. Creative problem solving. We can do it. You know what? I'll make it a scarf and give it to my sister-in-law for Christmas. That's what we'll do. Or I could save them and turn them into a baby blanket when they have kids. I don't know, scarf or future baby blanket. What should I do with them, chat? Oh, I hear kitty feet. Hello, Guinness. Are you gonna come pay your dues? Do you know if they want goblin? Yes, they do want. They do want children. I won't say that out loud. They do. They just don't know exactly when, but they know that that's like what's next for them after wedding is having kids. Whether they have them immediately or wait a while, they haven't decided yet. But kids are in the future. The house they bought with the intention to have kids, and each one would be able to have their own room. So. Hi, Guinness. You gonna scratch my chair up some more? So I'm thinking I might save them for a future baby blanket. It would be cute. And a little connection. I mean, whatever nieces or nephews I have are going to be absolutely spoiled in the homemade goods department. I am very prepared to be the crafty auntie. Okay. Oh gosh, thinking about my brother having children, I remember when he was just a little bald-headed baby himself. I mean, there's a gap between us. I mean, when we were kids, as far as I was concerned, that was my baby. Loved lugging him around. Now he's taller than me and getting married. I remember crying on his second birthday because he was too heavy for me to pick up anymore. He was a big baby. Oh, now I'm getting all sentimental again. Nope. Made a mistake. Oops. Forgot this is the corner where we're supposed to connect. I'm just gonna set up for some vlog clips. Thank you to everybody that subscribed. I've been experimenting with different camera angles in my latest videos. Since I've got my consistent views now. And I've got multiple different tripods. I have the one attached to my ring light. I've got one my brother got me. I've got a phone stand. I've got my neck clip. I would like to get one like tall standing one that would have my phone over this little tray table here for better tutorial filming angles. So I have to film it facing at a slight angle because I don't have anything to have it looking straight down, but it's just hard because I film on my phone and I have an older model iPhone, and so many of the tripods that are out on the market now are not compatible with the older iPhone. But it still works just fine, so I'm not getting a new phone or anything. Okay. God, how has it only been an hour and a half? Feels like we've been live for a lot longer. And yet, here I am. Still going. You still miss your 6 with the home button? Yes, I miss my iPhone 5S. I held on to that thing till 2020. And then it stopped accepting new iOS updates. And then my bank stopped supporting the app on the old iOS updates. And I ain't going to the bank. I'm doing mobile deposit for life. Online banking for life. So I had to upgrade. Hello. Welcome to the live. Welcome, 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 welcome. There we go. Excuse me. Jeez. What are you making? I am attaching squares to a giant blanket as a wedding gift for my brother. And we're working on the final row of squares. We only have 4 more to go. And then this blanket that I've been working on since January will be done. Oh. Alright, need a mushroom. Mushroom square. Traditional square, flower square, and then we end on a traditional square. Just 4 squares left to go. And yes, I'm vlogging right now. And then, I don't know, I have absolutely no idea what to vlog for my next video after I finish this one that I'm working on, which is about finishing the blanket. And I'm thinking I might do a how many in one day video challenge. Because in terms of easy to film, like the easiest is a tutorial. Second easiest, I would say, is a how many in one day. Then it would be a vlog. And I already have a bunch of tutorials filmed. Tutorials don't come out on Saturdays. I'm keeping my Tuesday schedule with the tutorials, so maybe the next video will be a how many in one day. How many of what? I don't know. Peach the Princess. I don't make amigurumi. And I know copyrighted characters can be iffy. Maybe I'll do a how many baby beanies in one day video. Or I could do a twist on the challenge. Because next Saturday is my brother's wedding, and he's not getting married until the afternoon. So I could be like, how many things can I make before my brother's wedding? But that wouldn't work because I have to help with setup. You gotta go by. Well, thank you for stopping by. Maybe I'll just do that the day after the wedding and I'm him relax, I'll do like, how many orange hats can I make in a day, or how many baby beanies or something. I could do how many on my black cat coasters. And then while I'm doing that, film a tutorial, because I want to film the spooky ghost hat tutorial for Halloween, but I don't have the room to do it filming wise. Because the only good space I have to film tutorials is on this tiny tray table here. And like, I wouldn't be able to fit the whole hat into the shot. So, but I want to film something Halloween related. So it will probably be black cat coasters. And I'll film that in a how many in one day video as well. So I can just make 2 videos, 1 stone, boom. Then that'll be done and I can focus on closing on the house and moving. Because I don't know how passionate Kelsey was able to vlog throughout her entire move and house buying process. I do not have that level of executive functioning. So I want some like easy videos pre-recorded and ready to go. Because like I don't want to take a week off and skip a Saturday video, because I only post 2 big vlogs a month. And skipping 1 week, that would be a huge hit to my analytics. I'm already taking a hit from the lack of shorts and the fact that for the past 2 weeks I haven't done a weeknight live stream because I've been this house business and this wedding business and this whole work business. It's just too many things at once. Boom. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I always figure something out. One idea I had was taking all of the clips that are just like shots of me crocheting, like the overhead shots, and putting them together into one of those like 8-hour sleep music videos. And it could be like a time lapse of me crocheting set to music to fall asleep to. Because crocheting is actually how I get the babies at work to go to sleep. I'll sit next to the cribs and they'll watch me while they're laying there crocheting and fall asleep. And it could be a video that I could use in my classroom too with the sleep music. And it wouldn't be monetized yet. So I wouldn't have those ads interrupting it and waking them all up. So that might be a thing in the future. Because I've still got a lot of the clips on my computer. I could put all of them together. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just talking to myself again at this point. So Gracie's tired. Gracie can't wait for winter break. So I'll be all moved into my new house, be off school for 2 weeks, and I can just sleep. Two. No, I don't speak French. Sorry. Okay. Let's connect this square. This is heavy. My goodness. I don't know. I'm not going to have a box big enough to pack this in. I'm just going to have to hand it to my brother and be like, here you go. Congrats on being married. I couldn't find a box big enough. Oh, my legs hurt. Forget I'm old, can't sit crisscross applesauce anymore without it hurting after a while. Gosh, after this square, we'll only have 2 squares left. we're so close to the finish line, guys. I can almost taste it. Tastes like chicken. More bad jokes by me. Okay. 2 squares left, chat. 2 squares left. Let's weave this end in. That way, when we're done, we can just cut it off. Perfect transition into a yawn there. The second to last square, guys. Second to last square. We're almost done. I think this is the biggest crochet blanket I've ever made. I've never had patience for big blankets. The biggest this blanket I've ever made is a throw blanket, so. And this is a king size. I could just get this hook through this bit. I know it's just a blanket and crocheting, but my heart is like right now, the anticipation. I'm just sitting here like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much my heart is pounding right now in anticipation of being done. Like, it's just crocheting. Why is my heart rate like 200? Chain here. There's already enough mistakes in this blanket for my soul to leave through, so if I can correct that. Oh boy. I'm like genuinely shaking. I'm so excited. When this square is done, we have one square left to go, and this king size blanket will be done. And all that'll be left to do is put a border on it. Right, let's weave this end. And then we have one square to go. Excuse me. Stupid reflux. Stupid yawn. Okay, let's set up to film this monumentous occasion. Right, it's time to attach the last granny square in this king size blanket that we have been working on since January. Let's go. It's the final countdown. That just started playing in my head. Too bad I can't have it in the vlog because of copyright. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Wow. It's really the last square. We did it. Y'all were here when we finished the great big blanket. Did the work. You were just here for the math, and I thank you very much for it, Aaliyah. I will call upon your skills again someday for another big blanket project. Right. We're turning the corner. The last square is on the blanket. It's the final brain cell. Okay. Turned the corner. Going down the side. Here we go. And with that, it's done. We did it, chat. We finished the giant granny square blanket. Well, it's all attached. I still need to put the border on and cut off the ends. But we did it. We connected all those granny squares. We really did it. God, now what do I do with my life? Let's see, whatever 11 times 13 is the amount of granny squares that we made, blocked, woven ends, and connected. Boom! We did it. This thing is massive. It's huge. Like, I can't even gather all of it up to fit into the shot. It's so big, and we did it. We made the whole thing. We really did make this whole giant thing. Wow. Let's see, what time is it? It is only 8:45. 143. We made 143 granny squares, chat. And tonight we connected them all together. We really finished it. I've been working on this thing since January and they're all made. Now what do I do with my life? I don't know what to do with myself. Just the whole damn thing. Let's put a border on. I'm going to set these aside. This is how much we have left of this skein, and we have a whole thing of this one untouched, so we're good. I think I'm going to start with a couple rounds of each of the other colors. So like you see how it started and ended with this. I think we're going to do red, and we're just going to go around the whole thing in the red, the yellow, the green, and then finish it off with this one. I really just made that entire freaking thing. Oh my gosh. All right, so I need red, yellow, green. We're just gonna go around it. Hang on, chat. Let me go get the crucifix out of there. Grab that red. Your little party poppers. No, I can't see any party poppers. But yay. They're here in spirit. Okay. Now, to avoid this turning into a bowl, I'm wondering if I should go up a hook size. I don't think I need to go up a hook size, since I'll also be doing double crochet around. We're gonna go up a hook size just to be safe. Where's that 7mm? There we go. Maybe it'll work on your phone. Maybe. Good Lord, this thing is absolutely massive. All right. Interesting logistics have to go into play here to finish this off. Right. We're going to go up a hook size. Just start in this first corner here and go all the way around in the granny stitch in red. On my side, do I have a little heart button? No, I have a spinny button, a mic button, a camera button. What does that button do? Oh, I don't like that. That turns a filter on. Okay. What does this button do? Lighting, create highlight, retouch, hide live video, mute, flip. No, I don't want any of those. I think because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, my live stream options are limited. Or I don't know, I gotta play with the settings or something. I don't know. But doing this for almost a year now, you would think I would know what I'm doing by this point, but I don't. Okay. Gonna weave this end somehow. I don't know if there's some settings I have to play with or whatever, but I don't know. I'll look into it. But we really did just connect 143 granny square. Oh geez, I've been doing the party horn. You might see it on the replay. I'll check the replay because I don't see anything. But I know what you're talking about. I've seen those in Sarah's live when I've hit the emoji buttons from time to time. Dang, we really did just finish connecting 143 granny squares. My God. Border time. You know, basically kind of with this border, we're making... No, I'm not going to add a chain in between them since I'm not connecting anything and the hook size is bigger. When you think about it, the border I'm doing, we're basically taking all these granny squares and turning it into one giant granny square with this style of border. Because I'm going to go all the way around in the granny stitch. And then once I've gone all the way around in every color, I'll probably do either the crab stitch or just a single crochet border to finish it off, because there's a lot going on in this blanket, and the border doesn't have to be too fussy. Okay, though, I'm going to have to figure out how to do that portion, these corners here. So we're going to do a cheek cluster. So 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet. I'm going to go do that. You go do that, Elia. Please eat. Yeah, that works. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and go around and around and around and around. I hear kitty cats. Here we go. One. You got excited. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting here I'm still kind of like, did I really do that? Did I really get 143 granny squares connected? Like, did I really sit here all this time? Did I actually complete that goal? Wow. How long is it gonna take to actually get the board? Because this thing is huge. This border is gonna take forever. Vlog clip. With how big this is, this border might take longer than the actual blanket to complete. I wonder how many skeins of yarn it's going to use up. Blue has gone mouse hunting in my mom's room. I asked how it was going. I got an annoyed meow in response. I wonder. Probably going, be quiet, I'm hunting my mouse. So that's just based on my interaction with deer hunters in the area. These snow matches sneeze within 5 miles of the game lands and they're like, be quiet. Just turn that off for a little while. What's a couple of decibels? You never know with mice. Prey animals. Hi, Guinness. I know, there's no room on my lap right now. It's because this giant blanket, it's huge. And it's heavy. Oh, what do you got there, Guinness? Hi, black cat. Yes. It's your time of year because you're a black cat. It's almost Halloween. Wonder how your cat cousin's doing. My brother's cat, Pie Wacket. I asked my brother if she'd be at the wedding, and no. He's like, no, she's a cat. I'm like, excuse me, that's your child. That's your firstborn. Cat, she's a strange little cat. She's very tiny. Like, she's still the size of a little baby kitten, but she's older. And she has this deep meow. Like, I look, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the little baby. Meow. And she always thinks I'm stealing. And she's very possessive of her chair. Like, I went to sit down in an armchair when I was visiting my brother's house last, and he was like, you can't sit there, that's Pie Wacket's chair. And I respected that because I know this cat. And she would murder me in my sleep. She's a funny cat. My cat niece. Guinness is afraid of her. Nope, 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 made a mistake. Oh, Guinness. So for these clusters here where the corners are connected, do one double crochet here in the corner, one double crochet in between the connection, another double crochet in that connection, and that seems to do the trick. Keep it from being too wonky. Wow. Just wow. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, going up a hook size to a 7mm is. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. And the drape is really nice using a larger hook and the blocked granny squares. Now I really want to make a giant granny square blanket for myself. So I think I might do one out of scrap yarn just for funsies in a giant continuous round. Make it like throw blanket sized for the house I'm buying, so that there's a blanket to curl up under on the couch that I still need to find and buy. Oh wow, we made it! Scrap in theory is cute, but if there's every color of scraps, I might just scream into the abyss. Yeah. That's one thing. It has to be a coordinated pile of scraps. And not just random scraps. Like, there has to be some rhyme or reason to it. I don't know. Maybe like all cool colors. Or all pastel toned. Bless you, Guinness. My sneezy boy. Right. Themes. Yes, it can't just be scrap vomit. It has to be themed. I would also go crazy. Turn the corner. Woohoo! We finished the first side. It took forever. Yeah, we are not finishing this border tonight on live, but I will probably do a weeknight live to finish it. Just because this is taking so long. And I am going to have to go to bed at some point. Right now I'm good. I had some coffee, so you might go to bed after you finish eating. Oh, Adonis, yeah. You have food and you're not sharing with him. How dare you? Okay, well, I want to at least try and finish the red part of the border on live. So, I mean, we got the squares all connected on live, so we did what I set out to do. Y'all were here to witness the blanket being finished. A border is a border. He still tries, yeah. Oh, kitties. I think fully finishing this will be tomorrow's big project. But we'll do as much as I can tonight. It would be great if I actually fully finished this tomorrow, because then I could get the videos edited and uploaded. Then I wouldn't have to stress about that during the week while I'm getting ready for the wedding. So yeah, let's try and finish as much as we can tonight on live. Because fully finishing the blanket means fully finishing the vlog. And the sooner that's fully edited and uploaded, the better. Then I'll have a bigger buffer of time to make another video. And then I won't be trying to vlog and close on a house at the same time. I don't know, chat. Yeah, these lives are really just a behind the scenes of the endless ramblings of my mind. Oh Lord, this thing is so huge. And the more I realize just how huge this is, the more I think, my God, did I really just make all of that? And yet you still come back. Yes, and I appreciate you. You're not the only one. There's plenty of dedicated lurkers. My analytics, I can't see the exact usernames of the people watching and lurking, but it tells me if it's the same people or not. And I have a lot of returning viewers for the live, so these lurkers show up. They just don't talk. I think we'd get more views if I could get my brother to agree to banter with me on live again, but he did not want to do that last weekend. When he came to visit, because I know last week when I was on live, I said maybe we'll do a Sunday live with my brother, but he was like, no, I don't want to. And my sister-in-law was like, yeah, no, we don't feel like it right now. And they're certainly not going to want to do it live with me next weekend because they'll be busy getting married. And then I think they're leaving right after the wedding to go on their honeymoon. They're going to Croatia. For their honeymoon. Ooh, Eastern Europe. Yeah, my brother goes to Eastern Europe a lot for work. With his company, he does tech stuff, and I guess visas are really easy for everybody to get in Eastern Europe. Because it's a big international company, and for these conferences, they have to have them in countries where everybody is able to get in, and so that's why like they never have conferences here in the US, because so many of the people just the US won't issue visas, and so many of them don't want to come to the US. And they found that Eastern Europe, some countries in Eastern Europe will hand out a visa like candy. So they just have all their big important conferences in Eastern Europe. And my brother loves it out there. He loves the Czech Republic. And Slovakia. He really likes it out in Eastern Europe. Of not being here occasionally. Yeah. I think earlier this year, yeah, he's been all over the planet now for his work. He's been to Portugal. He's been to Slovakia. He's been to Czech Republic. He's been to Germany. He's been to Austria. He's been to Norway, Sweden, Finland, Latvia, South Korea, England, Ireland. He waved at North Korea. He went and saw the DMZ and nearly gave our mother a stroke. He was like, well, I was in the area and I had free time, so I figured I may as well look. Let's see. He's going to Sweden after the wedding and honeymoon. My sister-in-law is going to come back to the United States. He's going to Sweden. Then he's back in the US for a bit, and then he's going to either the Czech Republic or South Africa. Probably the Czech Republic. He's getting all his traveling requirements done for his career done and out of the way before they have kids. Because more senior staff at his company get to stay home more often. They don't have to travel as much. But I know his company also pays for him to bring, like, family if they want to come, so. My future nieces and nephews will be very well-traveled children. I've wanted to go with him so many times, but I just can't get the time off of work required to travel internationally. Not when I've got other obligations here at home that I need the time off for. I mean, my job, I get a decent amount of time off. My job is generous with unpaid time off. Like, you don't have to use PTO. You can take an unpaid day if you need to. I can't afford to go for unpaid time right now. Gotta save my PTO. And also, I hate flying. Absolutely hate it. I've flown twice in my life and I hated it the whole time. It was awful. Like, I want to go to Europe someday, but I look at it, I'm like, do they still do transatlantic boat crossings? Because I don't want to fly. I hate it. Yesterday was Mean Girls Day. I typed all them. Yeah, I remember that was. I was filming a bit for Vlogmas yesterday, and I made the "It's October 3rd" joke. But yeah, because yes, it's funny. I've never actually seen Mean Girls the entire way through. I don't have the attention span to sit through an entire movie. But I know all the quotes. Four for you, Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco. It's an hour and some change. I'm sure if I had a big and a good enough crochet project, I could sit through it. It's just, I'm not a big movie watcher in general. Like, I'm more a fan of, like, documentaries and stuff. Like, I'll sit and watch an hour documentary with a crochet project, no problem, but movies I struggle through. I've always kind of been that way. Oh my gosh. Seriously, this thing. Yes, I know. I don't know what the difference is, why I'm able to sit through a documentary but not a traditional movie. A fiction movie. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm in control of my own brain. I'm just along for the ride. There's a different gremlin that actually runs the show up there, and I'm just like, okay. I don't know, man. Being ADHD is so weird. I'm like, it's like you're possessed by yourself. Like, I have no train of thought. My train of thought derailed 30 kilometers before the station. And they're waiting on the rail replacement bus. Or something, I don't know. Good Lord, just this part of the border has taken up so much of this skein. And I mean, I have a whole other one that I haven't even touched yet, but Tinder Swindler documentary on TikTok Live with some friends last night. Yeah, I've seen those. Like, people do TikTok Lives aimed at, like, movies and stuff. I should join in on one of those. That sounds like fun. I don't know. I need a good documentary to watch at some point. Starting to run. My supply is starting to run dry. Like, I watched packed orders and we watched. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I like those order packing videos to, like, fall asleep to. Yeah, I misfired. So I'm starting to get tired. But yeah. No, I need to find some good documentaries to watch. I've seen, like, all the Ruby Frankie documentaries that came out on HBO Max. All mad by the end, but hey, it was informative. Yeah, I'll have to look it up and watch that one, the Tinder Swindler one. Sounds interesting. One that I watched recently that got me really mad was When the Levees Broke. I hate to say it's an older one, but it was filmed, like, in the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. It came out in the late 2000s, and that one made me really mad. Like, as someone that grew up during that time, and I remember how the news portrayed people from New Orleans fleeing the hurricane, and just how many lies were going around at the time. Didn't like listening to Ruby Frankie's husband talk. I realized that when they didn't even with him and the oldest son. Yeah. I don't know. Family vlogs kind of just don't put your babies on the internet. Your life is not a TV show. And I guess that line gets too easily blurred. Even I have to remind myself when I'm watching things, is step back and be like, this isn't a TV show, these are real people. Didn't watch while they had the channel. I'm glad for the oldest daughter, though. I think I had seen one or two of their videos back in the day. Though I watched it more in a context of haha family vloggers. Yeah, I know we need a law like that law they had for child actors. How they had to be, a portion of the money they made as children had to be set aside for them. We need something like that for the children of these family vloggers. Like, all right, if you're gonna family vlog, that money has to be going to, at least a lot of that money should be going to your children, because they're the ones doing a lot of the work. They gotta be on camera. Like, yeah, I only release a vlog every other week, but yeah, it's a lot of work. Your kids should be compensated for that. Like, if you must put them on the internet, pay them. But yeah, I saw those documentaries all about Ruby Frankie and just Rotten Mango has a lot of really good, like, true crime podcast documentary types. There's this one channel I've been into here on YouTube. It's this guy, he like talks about TV in different countries. Like, what's TV like in Turkmenistan? What's TV like? What was TV like in apartheid era South Africa? What was TV like in the Soviet Union? Like, I've been really into those. I mean, I kind of already had an idea of what TV was like in the Soviet Union because part of my undergrad thesis, I talked a lot about science fiction, Soviet portrayals of science fiction, and Soviet depictions of the space race, and Marxist influences on literature at that time period. And like how the different ideologies impacted the media people consumed, and how science fiction was often a way people used to address social problems at the time without explicitly addressing it because of censorship. The Twilight Zone was known for that. And Star Trek, like the original series, they tackled a lot of social issues, but they dressed it up as science fiction so it was more digestible to people. Like there was this one episode of The Twilight Zone, I remember, about this imminent nuclear war, and this guy had helped design an experimental spacecraft, and he was getting his family onto this experimental spacecraft in the wake of this war about to start. And then they fly off as the bombs start falling, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go to this planet a couple million miles this way called Earth. I hope it's peaceful there. They look like us there. And I just remember watching that episode as a kid and the big reveal, and I was like, and obviously it was a formative memory because I watched it as a child and then later referenced that episode in my undergrad thesis. And there were episodes of Star Trek at the time that addressed like issues of racism. But because it was aliens, it was more digestible to the average white American palate. Made you think. But you could also enjoy the story without thinking. Oh my gosh. This thing is huge. Yep, this blanket was up on my wall right here, but now it's here. Dang it, one of the ends wormed its way out. Whatever, it's fine. I'll just cut that off later. Wow, look at all this progress we've made. We're almost done with this part of the border. What time is it? 9:30. We'll finish this color. And then we'll start on the yellow and see how far we get before I jump off of live, because I am getting kind of tired, but I do want to get a good chunk of this border done tonight so that I can actually finish tomorrow. This is taking up almost that entire skein, just the border. Wow. Stardew Valley map pixel per pixel, and they have shorts. Are they using the crochet thread to do it? Because I think I've seen that account and I was completely astounded that they're doing it pixel by pixel with like super tiny embroidery thread. Not crochet thread, embroidery thread, the DMC shiny stuff. I think I've seen that and I'm just... People that do like tapestry crochet with super thin yarn like that are on a whole other level. And I have mad respect for them. So I know there's someone on TikTok doing that. They're making the map pixel by pixel and they're using super thin yarn and... Good Lord, that's amazing to me. I would not have the patience. I'm not the biggest fan of doing color work and tapestry. I could do it, but I don't want to. So props off to anyone who does do it. Bunch of madmen. They also have VODs. Wow, nice. More crochet for you to see, Aaliyah. I can't believe you don't crochet, and yet you're so involved in the crochet community as the moderator for everybody, but you don't actually crochet. That always, like, you've got to learn it by, have picked it up by osmosis at some point. You just like watching people make knots. True, yeah. Everybody making fancy. Isn't that what we're all doing? At the end of the day, it's just colorful knots in different ways, like knitting, needle binding, weaving, crocheting. We're all just playing with string. If you want to get really existential about it. Alright, we finished the first round of the border, guys. And we just passed the 3-hour mark. Hello. Oh my. Weave this end in. What are your hobbies? I think it's kind of obvious at this point. I like to crochet. Alright. Okay. Alright, this first round of the border is done. I'm gonna go grab the yellow yarn and keep going. This giant blanket! Yes, but anything else? I knit. I like stupid mobile games on my phone. What do I do with my life anyway? I never know how to answer that question. Like, I have hobbies. It's just when people ask me, oh, what are your hobbies? I'm like, I don't know. Oh, okay. Ow. Ow. Oh, I'm getting old. Okay. Found a hand spinner, save for later. Spinning, yes. I got excited about once I saw a tutorial on how you could turn your yarn scraps into new yarn. And my mom was like, no, you don't need another hobby. Stop it. Okay. Ugh, this thing is huge. Okay, so we started in this corner. So to avoid a weird pinwheeling effect, we're gonna go into this corner. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. We just finished connecting 143 granny squares into a giant blanket, and now we're putting a border on it. I'll probably be live for a little while longer and then jump off. It's almost 10 o'clock and we just hit the 3-hour live mark, but I want to get this done. So we're gonna keep going. Nearly finished. Yes. Yes, after this yellow, I'm going to do a round of green in the granny stitch. And then we'll figure it out from there what I want to do to truly finish this off. But geez, just going around with the red took about a half hour, 40 minutes. That's okay. We'll at least start this round on live. It's looking really good. Thank you. Nothing if not existentialist, lol. Yeah, true. This is such a nice yellow. Maybe if I go for making a temperature blanket for my next big blanket project, since I have some of these skeins I haven't even touched yet, I'll use this Hirschner's worsted 8 for the blanket. I don't know, because I kind of have my heart set on using a much thinner weight yarn if I want to make a temperature blanket. Because I've talked about this on live many times. It would be like a double temperature blanket. Like, I'd do the year I was born and the year I turned 30. In the same palette with the same yarn. And then put them together. Be like, huh, here's how it's changed over 30 years. And then get angry people in my comments after making a comment about, hey, look, here's how the climate in my area has changed after 30 years. It's 4:30 there. Geesh, go to bed. My goodness. Well, I'm glad we're finishing this at least in the fall. because if I was working on this during the summer, I would be suffering. Because this is very heavy and very warm. You're Turkish. Yeah, like I've said before, a lot of Turkish people watch my videos and come to my lives. And I don't know why, because I'm not Turkish. I'm Finnish. Finnish American. Let's be real, I'm American, but I'm ethnically Finnish. This border is coming together really nice. I like it. Question is, do we want to end on the green? With the granny stitch and then do single crochet in the harvest color? Or do we want to do a round of granny stitch in the harvest color? Don't know. I guess it all depends on how much yarn I have left and how much willpower I have left, because I may tomorrow just be like, whatever, it needs to be done. Especially with how long these rows are taking. Because like I could end off on the harvest color and then I could do the linen stitch around in the border, kind of like from a pattern that TL Yarn Craft does. That would take a long time. And I don't know if I'd have enough of the harvest color to do that. Just because one round here is taking up so much yarn. And this blanket is already so big that I don't want to spend too much time worrying about the border. Make it any bigger than it needs to be. Or do I want to end it on harvest and then do white? Single crochet and just use the white from the down and then compare the yarns you could gauge if you wish. I could actually do a gauge swatch for once in my life. So I think though if you want to do a linen stitch border around the granny stitch, you have to go up a hook size, and I would have to go up to an 8mm hook to do that. And this is already pretty loose with a 7mm hook on worsted yarn, and there's no such thing as a 7.5mm hook. I don't know. I'll probably just do a plain single crochet. I'll probably do the harvest color and then single crochet in the harvest all the way around to end it off. I don't know. We'll get to the green. We'll do a couple stitches of the harvest color and see if it looks good in the granny stitch or if I should just do some single crochets around. Experiment a bit. Because I already like how all these colors go together. It was a coordinated yarn pack from Hirschner's, which is why I like the Hirschner's worsted 8 line, because the variegateds are specifically coordinated with solids. And the variegated skeins are the exact same size as the solid skeins, which you don't usually find. Usually the variegated skeins are a little smaller. You know what? I think simple is best. We'll just do single crochet. A single crochet border to completely finish this off. We'll just do one round of single crochet in the harvest color. Simple is best. And it'll bring the thing full circle because these traditional squares here, harvest red, yellow, green, harvest red, yellow, green. And if I didn't end on, I'm just now realizing if I didn't end on harvest, this would bug the heck out of my sister-in-law. So we're going to end it on harvest. Because otherwise she will learn how to crochet and put a harvest border on herself. So that would be a good motivator to get her to come crochet with me sometime. I will say the drape for this, the blocking is absolutely lovely. Combination of the big hook size and blocking has made this very Very flowy, very nice. Enjoy it. And the work is flowing quickly, which I like. It's just taking up an entire skein of yarn to do one round. We're almost at the 3.5 hour mark, chat. Wow. Gonna aim to get this. Gonna aim to get this round at least halfway done by tonight so that we can officially finish this tomorrow. Because then I could get the vlog fully edited before I have to leave for the wedding. Oh my lord, this thing is so huge. It's heavy. Oh, starting to think I should have made this out of like a DK weight yarn or something. It's heavy. Yeah, I misfired. Dang it. That's how I can tell it's getting late. I'm starting to misfire a lot, so we're almost at that point. So we're about at the 3.5 hour live mark, and I'm tired. So we're gonna get to that corner there, and then I'm going to sign off for the night. I'm gonna go to bed. Then I'll wake up refreshed tomorrow and finish the blanket. So that I can spend the rest of the day editing videos. You know, my wrist is actually starting to hurt a little bit from this heavy lifting. Misfired. Yeah. We're going to jump off when we get to that corner. I keep misfiring. And as much as I would like to get this border done tonight, or at least this round done tonight, I don't feel like misfiring and making mistakes So it's much better if we go to sleep. Do this in the morning. And here's Rocky to tell me it's time to go to bed, just in time. We've got a couple stitches left. Up, don't you jump up there and knock everything down, sir. Sorry, Rock, there's no room. My entire lap is taken up by this blanket. Come on, baby. Yes, we're gonna go to bed in a minute, Rocky. Don't you turn that internet off. Hello, Rocky. Oh, sweet Rocky. Here he is, paying his dues. Good boy. Good boy, Rocky. He has paid the dues, and now he wants to eat the yarn. He wants to go to bed, so. Two. Two. Three. All right. That is a good stopping point for the night. So we've got about half of this round done. It took a long time, and my wrist is actually starting to hurt, so we're gonna shut it down for the night. It is just a little after 10 o'clock, so it's time for me to go to bed. So say goodnight, Rocky. It's time for bed. So thank you to everyone that came. I can't believe it. We got all the squares connected. The blanket is done. I will complete it this week. Watch out for the vlog about completing this next Saturday. I will not be live next Saturday because my brother is getting married and I will be at the wedding. So we'll try and find a makeup time, but I don't know. But anyway, thanks y'all, and I'll see you next time. Whoop.